Greetings and welcome back, you beautiful listeners. We are back again for our new show, Wrestling Across Dimension. And now, granted, before we join everyone else in getting ready to get in the train, I would like to take a chance to rewind a bit when two wrestlers were finishing up their tests. We now head to the MVWF training facility. And right now we are locked in a vicious match with the bankroller and, well, this other wrestler that stares down this leprechaun that is just wearing a very sophisticated business suit and has his ginger beard done up with golden band braids.
It's extremely tacky, darling.
Do you know who you're talking to? I am the bankroller. Who do you think you are?
I'm the Groper, no shame, and I'm in the mood for a short stack.
I want you to add 15 to your dice pool as the bankroller takes a mighty few steps backwards. Did we vet this guy? Are we really okay with a wrestler by the name of...
Intimidated by a little male-on-male contact, darling. And you decided to join wrestling of all sports? Oh, you poor sweet thing.
How dare you? That's it. It's time for one of my ultimate techniques. Rainbow punches! He charges at you, and he says rainbow punches, but it's just that thing that kids do when they swing their arms around really fast. You know, that windmill punch?
Oh, that is adorable.
Yeah.
Did your mother teach that to you, darling?
She's taking one of my ultimate attacks. Yeah.
I bet she dresses you too.
He circles around you, passionately try to pick up your leg.
I punt him, darling. I punt him across the ring.
The Groper, hold on, trying to get my little guy here, because he's just a little guy. You punt him, but he does a magnificent backflip, catching himself on the side of the ring. Well, you like to think yourself lucky.
Oh, darling, I get as lucky as I feel like.
You then survive one of my many moves. Prepare yourself. As he rips off his business suit, he has on just a green Speedo underneath that has like your typical leprechaun hat on the crotch. And on his butt, it says "bankrolled for life."
Darling, if this is intimidation, I'm not buying it. But if this is me getting lucky, I'll bite.
You can add another 10. As he begins a series of front flips, back flips, and he lands on your shoulders.
I do a high kick to kick him in the face.
Mm.
And then I kick him again. And then I'm going to pull out my bagpipe.
Well, here's the thing. As you go to try to kick him the second time, you just see your boot flying, and now your toes feel wet as your foot is in his mouth, and he's just, yes, feel the tongue of shame.
Oh, darling. Into foot play, I see. I can dig it.
You land on your back with him on top of you. Foot still in his mouth.
Oh, that tickles, darling. I didn't know you was into such foreplay.
The room goes quiet. You just hear like crickets chirp. One of the examiners is just, even despite all the discomfort I'm feeling right now, god damn is their act good. Ooh. I'll make sure to add that plus in your test. Bankroller looks at you. And so he bends over backwards, catching his feet in his hands, and his body transforms into a ball, except for his head.
Kinky.
And he commences to start bouncing all around the ring, gaining speed and momentum faster and faster and faster until he reaches the middle of the ring and just like a super bouncy ball, you can see like where the ball form more like dysmorphs and poof shoots off into the air.
Am I still attached to him when he... Okay.
No. You've had time to get up off the ground.
I'm going to dust myself off and I'm going to wipe my foot off. Always a tease, yet they never want to finish. I pull out my bagpipe.
Okay.
I start playing. and the whole ring starts to vibrate. It vibrates more, darling. And then,
Go ahead and add another 20 to your pool.
as the ring vibrates more, the vibrations reach out at all areas of the entire arena. And it's going to shoot him off. Wherever he is, the vibration is going to knock him down back into the ring. Because it's going to hit his eardrums.
Oh, he was coming back down. I'm going to say you disrupted his finisher because he was coming down with a pot of gold. Like, because now he had contorted his body to change shape into a giant fleshy pot of gold. But the sound has disrupted him. His grip on his joints, on his body is disrupted, and he's just plummeting the normal bankroller. Yeah.
And with that, I'm going to stop breakdancing, and while I breakdance, I'm going to beat him severely.
Are you going into your finisher?
Not quite. I want to see if he has enough time to respond, and then I'm going to go into my finisher.
As he's literally just...
Is the audience, darling.
He's just ricocheting off the back of the ring, comes back, gets hit with another pair of feet. And then as you take your Nike swoosh victory little pose, at the end, he just bounces off your top foot, lands on the ground.
I play my bagpipe one more time. Now it's time for the finisher.
All right. How many D6 do you have in your pool?
D6 or D20?
D6. How many do you have in total?
Let's see. 800, 115.
And then now I need to add your finishers into the pool. That's going to bring you up to 165. Okay. Sadly, Mr. Leprechaun, he only got a measly 80. Okay, you've completely destroyed his number. So you rolled a 730. He rolled a 299. Now, the way this looked from his perspective is he went into his finishing technique, grow boy grow, you'll be a giant soon, and he holds his breath and he just becomes really big and buff, and he was going to try to grapple you. Take it away. How does your finisher look, and how do you pull it off?
First, a missed opportunity of his part, but I digress, darling. I play my bagpipe one more time, and once again the ring starts to shake. However, towards the very top into the sky, you are going to see lights getting closer and closer until you see it's not lights. It's burning meteorites that's crashing down into the arena, all plummeting down on his tiny body. Hundreds of meteorites going full speed. The whole ring gets obliterated.
Excellent. So how does it look when you pin him? How, like, as the dust settles, how does it look as you're pinning him?
I walk over. I teabag him first. And then I pick up his tiny leg, I lay on top of his tiny body, and I hold him down.
Get that donkey cat. Yeah. And it's on the Jumbotron, it just flashes TKO!
And I teabag him again before I get out of the ring.
And this is when the head instructor, Manator, he plops down, jumping down, goes, "Well, that was quite impressive. Man, quite ruthless there with the teabagging there. We're going to have to give you some extra marks for that one, because that's some real showmanship. Now, what's your name outside of your wrestler's name?"
Seamus.
"Well, Sheamus, we'd like to take this time to offer you a full contract with the MVWF. We like what we see."
Oh, the opportunity is very much appreciated. I happily accept.
And we should reveal right now that is indeed not an actual fellow student. That is actually one of the instructors.
This little thing?
Yes, he's actually been with the MVWF for years. But unfortunately, his body has been taking a lot of just damage, and he can't do a lot of his old moves as well. So he's decided to dedicate his time to help and teach the new generations. Yeah.
Oh, if I knew he was an instructor, I would not have held back as much.
As you say this, like the little medical team, it's just a pair of kobolds.
Always adorable, darlings. Always adorable.
They pick them up, and you just hear a as they drag him away.
Toodaloo, darling. Until next time.
Yeah.
I probably should have teabagged him one more time.
And so, Seamus the Groper, before we go to you to where the students that passed are led to, it's time for our next student come in and for him to meet his examee, who he's going to be testing again. Well, this individual, they had to open up the sky ring for this because 3 dragons come in. 2 larger dragons. One is looks like he's kind of reddish brown with black spots. And he has what looks like a blue ring collar around his neck. And then you notice the other dragon next to him is just a smaller variant of him, just with kind of a large head. And then flying down behind him is a white dragon with black spots. But he has what looks like a really large red cowboy hat on his head. So I'm so shameless, but I'm doing this. So the two leading dragons, as they come down, they shift form. And now here's the weird part is they don't shift more into a humanoid form. They kind of look like anthropomorphic dogs. They kind of would remind you to what humans would equivalent to like an anthropomorphic Great Dane.
Oh, this is adorable.
Come on, Uncle Bernie, let me at him. Roll, Happy. This is Uncle Dum Dum. And the third one, who's the largest of them all, granted with the goofiest, dumbest looking look on his face, but very, very muscular and large. If anything, it makes you think of the one enemy from Undertale, the really large Pomeranian knight. And he just looks at the ring and just goes, Dum 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 Dum. My name's Dum Dum Worm. And this is my cousin, Wormadoo and Scrappy Worm. Dum 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 Dum. And as he takes each step, like the ring crumbles underneath his massive girth and body. Now, the individual that enters into the other side of the ring, this is no mere normal wrestler. David, tell us about this individual that enters the ring and that actually doesn't get stared down by Dum Dum Worm. If anything, you two match each other in gargantuan height.
Well, my name is Falsi, and I have 3 heads. Sorry, this is gonna take a bit. So one of my 3 heads is a angry dwarf who, instead of hair, has a cow udder on top of his head. That's Leaf. He likes to be nicknamed Leaf, but collectively we're called Falsi. The middle head can only just make it looks like one of those monsters from Zelda, like those creepy white things that stretch its head out at you and bite you. You know what I mean?
Yep, I know.
Oh, one of those things. Oh, dead hand.
And then the third head is Jeff Goldblum. Hi, everybody. Watch my movies.
Life finds a way. I love it. This is great.
I finds a way. My name.
So the middle head can't really talk. It just makes weird noises. Shut up, you duff bastard. Hey, that's no way to talk to your friend there. Shut up, Jeff. You sucked in Thor.
Oh, Wormy, I see 3 heads when there should only be 1. Is it just my dumb brain? No, he's one of those false hydra. Cut his ass. Okay. Dum. And as he takes off charging at you, he grips his wrist in his hands, just doing a shoulder charge, but it literally looks like he just turns into a wrecking ball. Dumb! This is the dumb ball.
Okay, guys, let's do the horse stance and try to stop it. I was only doing it because I feel like it and not because you said it.
So, David, your starting pool is the same as Sam's. You're starting with 70. I just want you to add 30 to your dice pool for that. As you spread your mighty false hydra arms, gripping onto this giant anthropomorphic dog dragon turned wrecking ball. Oh no! He catch me, cuz. What should I do? Use your power. Alright. Looking at your 3 heads, he looks between the 3 and he cocks back his mighty arm. And as he does, That's when you notice his fist turns into a little ram head as he shoots it towards your Jeff Goldblum head.
Not the face, not the face. Okay, can my middle head try to like headbutt the ram head?
I'm going to give you another 10 for your dice pool as just the ring cracks underneath you guys as your head meets the ram head. And he looks at you and goes, "Oh, no one's ever thought to fight back against that." And his other fist turns into an anvil. Are you going to keep headbutting his two fists now?
No. Now, Leaf, the dwarf udder head, is going to squirt milk out of his udders into its eyes. Lactation destruction!
As with that, both of Wormy Dum's arms go wild, missing you, and they careen into his own face, like smashing the sides of his head in. And that's when you notice like cartoon birds appearing above his head, and they're like tweeting and just like they're going, "Wormy Dum, Wormy Dum, Wormy Dum, Wormy Dum," and like he blows into his thumb, reinflates his head.
Can I do a follow-up attack?
Of course you can.
All right, ladies, we call this one the slip and slide. With all the milk on the ring floor, Falsi is just gonna like charge ahead and just slide feet first towards the dog dragon thing.
And that's when Wormy Dum, panicking, you can hear like bones shaking, like shaking. You can hear that cartoony shaking effect. And that's when you hear Wormy Do yell out, "Use the own force. Oh yeah." And he reaches into his pocket and pulls out what looks like a hole. And he throws it in front of you.
Oh no.
You fall into the hole. He throws another pocket hole in the air, and you appear above him, and he goes to put you in a spinning pile driver, kind of reminiscent of Zangief from Street Fighter.
Same Zangief.
I thought it was Zangief.
I say Zangief, okay?
Who cares what the name is of the guy who's about to suplex you?
And Falsi,
Yes.
as you're spinning, you notice the man who's been teaching you this whole time. He has a big-ass cigar in his mouth. You notice his green overalls. And he has a metal beam in his hands as he bends it across his mighty head. "I taught you better than that! You're a bum, Falsi! A bum!" You feel invigorated as you hear the mighty words of Mighty Haggard invigorating you.
Oh, God. No, keep going. This is funny.
So, Falsi, what do you do as you hear your mighty teacher's words inspiring you?
Oh boy.
Scottish muscle telling you to work.
All right, lads, we're gonna carry out Plan Alpha. Ooh, I love Plan Alpha. That got me a Golding Award. Shut up, Jeff. Nobody asked. So we're gonna use our arms to try to purple nurple dog dude.
Oh, no!
And then do a reverse suplex through the ring.
And that's when you hear a mighty slap on what you can assume is just the greatest of thighs. Just like I taught him as well. Crush his skull like sparrow bird between mighty thighs. And you squeeze Wormy Dum between your mighty false hydra thighs, and you institute the real hurricane pile driver, and you two crash through the ring. You get another 40 to your dice pool.
There's blood and milk everywhere.
Wormy Dum looks at you and goes, "Oh no, cuz I'm seeing the spinning birds more. I think it's time for me to do them fancy Toon Force moves and techniques." And he looks at you, and you just hear from him go, "Kyle!" I'm not finishing that because we'll get sued. The only thing you just make out is one of your instructors go, "Yup." Everyone just goes, "Kyle, what?" As Scooby-Dum is Wormy Dum is engrossed in this red aura. His body looks red, his hair's standing on end as he punches you in the face and you crash into the other side of the ring.
Which face did he hit?
Thankfully, he hit the one that just speaks in gobbledygook.
What? You actually like that? Aye. What do I have to some kind of freak?
Add another 5. You two look at each other. Wormy Dum cracks his knuckles, cracks his neck side to side. Well, I guess this is the end of this match. Time for my ultimate move. As he takes off running to you. How many dice do you have in your dice pool?
145.
Oh, this is going to be close. So hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, fight fans. This is that moment we've been waiting for. Oh, it was so close. Fight fans. Falsi rolled a 628. Wormy Dum rolled a 572. Falsi, what does your finisher look like? And take it away.
All right, boys. We're going to use our final that reach around. You see Falsi grab the love handles of Scooby-Doo there, and sorry, cracking up over this. So Leaf jabs 2 of his udders into Scooby-Doo's eyes to blind him. Then we're gonna jump up like all the way to like the top of the ceiling. As we're like trying to break the spine of Scooby-Doo, and then we're gonna kick off the ceiling for extra momentum and power, and just DDT this motherfucker.
All that's left is he's just
see like fire coming from her body like a meteor.
You ignite as you come down, and it's just the bottom half of his torso sticking out of the ground. And Manator jumps down again for this. And it's just I didn't know what I was expecting, but that was one of the most gifted wrestlers from the Gesselheim territory. He comes from the Toontown. Wow, he's undefeated.
Well, next time, don't send us somebody who's lactose intolerant.
Well, he's not undefeated anymore. Jesus. You pass with flying colors. Please tell me Falsi is not your real name.
Well, we actually have 3 names. I'm Jeff Goldblum, no relation. And that angry fellow with an udder is... I can speak for myself, you bastard. My name is Leaf, and our friend in the middle, we will call him... I forget what I named him. We'll call him Jägermeister.
And Manator is just gripping the bridge of his nose as the two more kobolds come out. They're dressed in their little EMT uniforms. One of them looks at Leaf and just goes, "Happy Leaf Election Day, hinga jinga hanga."
Step on them.
He does like a spring. You step on him, but then he springs back up. Oh, just to let you know right now, all of our workforce we hire from Toontown.
Yeah, the spring is cursed. You got pixies. They work with those damn gnomes to infest your garden.
I'm going to talk to Jeff, okay? So, Jeff, we're going to extend the contract to you. Please follow to the examinees that have passed the test, and you'll get your paperwork. You'll meet the chairman, and, well, you're actually in luck because we're going to be sending you along with the other new recruits, along with our new up-and-comers to Acreon.
He starts clapping. Oh, that is just fabulous. Just know that I only drink mineral water that comes from springs from the northern glacier and blessed by a Tibetan hermit.
He just... As he looks at you and goes, "This is the life I chose. I chose this. I voluntarily chose this life. What was I thinking?"
I demand you buy a shirt.
And this, dear listeners, was all just the intro to Wrestling Across Dimension. Sheamus and I refuse to speak to Leaf or the other one. I will only speak to Jeff. Jeff, not you, never you. But you've been led to where all of the new recruits that have passed, and you two notice that you two are the only 2 that have passed. Yeah, those 2 examinees you guys fought were actually really, really seasoned and really good wrestlers because no one else could even lay a hand on them.
Well, I laid more than a hand on mine.
Mine got more than hands on him.
Ooh, did you do something naughty?
Oh, do you really have to question the darling.
Okay, so now Falsi just reaches out his grubby hands, starts rubbing your face, like, I like you. You should watch my movies with me.
By God, drink for us, darling.
As you continue this amazing breach of personal space, you just hear a mighty crash, and you see what looks like a dent form in the wall, then another one, and then finally with a third one, you just hear a, oh yeah! And then two chairs just get smashed across his mighty corgi head, and you notice in his little business suit the size of a dwarf, but an anthropomorphic tiger body, wearing a very nice business suit, and then his corgi head. Hello there. The name's Jim. Jim Corgi Head. You can either call me Mr. Head or Jim. Seeing as how you're going to be new friends of mine, call me Jim.
I was gonna say, how many innuendos can I make out of that one sentence that you just said?
Oh my. You know, we're gonna have some fun with you. I imagine we'll be able to write some fun storylines with you. But what's your name there, son?
My real name is Sheamus, but my wrestling name is Groper No Shame.
As you finish saying your name, that was when Jim was extending his hand, and he just goes, instead of a handshake, he just motions for a hand high five and goes, we'll do this instead.
Whatever you prefer, darling. I give him a high five.
He douses his hand in hand sanitizer after you're done. And, oh, good Lord, what do they feed you? And why do you have 3 heads?
That is a question I would like to know myself.
Oh, he's saying that to you, David.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I spaced out for a moment.
He just looked at you and said, Dear God, what are they feeding you? And why do you have 3 heads?
Well, Mr. Head, see, we like head so much that we have 3.
I think I rather like you, darling.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding. Normally our diet for Leaf there, his diet is normally of the finest wheat grass. And our buddy Jägermeister, he normally eats the flesh of idiots who wanders into the lair. And me, I like lobster. Just kidding. I can't have any shellfish.
Suspiciously, there was supposed to be like a little halfling wrestler, but you all just notice and just hear a slurping noise coming from Jägermeister, and a foot slowly disappears into his mouth.
I mean, that is one way to win.
Oh my. Okay, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that.
It's for the best.
So, you kids here. So, what were you thinking? Are you trying to go more for the baby face or the heel route, or do you want to be a good guy or a bad guy?
Oh, why do we really got to put titles in? I am who I am, and that's collectively Falsi. So we're a little bit of everything. A little bit of good.
Babyface you go.
For the heel.
I got a youthful look about me. I don't, because I'm a manly man, and we get. That's enough out of you, Leaf. Don't make me tell him what you do with those udders at night. Okay, I'm being quiet now.
Okay, and
you said, darling.
You said heel, Sheamus, right?
That I did.
Well, you know what? This isn't luck. I know just the wrestler you can mentor under. Just as creepy as you.
Oh, do tell.
He calls himself Lantern Man.
The Lantern Man?
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard stories about him, dude.
I'm sure you have.
I'm gonna have a lot of fun with him.
I'm not regretting any of this. Well, all right, you two. We're gonna be heading to Acreon because we have a match scheduled with LOWF, and you know what? I think you two would be perfect to face against their wild cards, Deep Duera and Lodgor. Yeah, you two would be perfect.
Oh, I know I am.
I know just the wrestler I'm going to have you go and learn underneath. Yes, I know exactly who I'm going to send you time from and knock that cute little shit down a few notches, thinking they're better than me. So I'm sending you to one by the name of Star.
Well, every now and then I don't mind having a co-star, but I am the main star, just to let you know.
Oh, that fantabulous wit, I think you two are going to get off famously. But yes, and for you, Sheamus, you can find Lantern Man. He's probably on top of the train right now and doing his usual thing. God, that man weirds me out.
Ooh, I like a weird man. It sells a lot of tickets, darling.
Well,
Falsi wraps his chubby gross arm around you. Hey, how you doing?
Around me.
I'm Jeff Goldblum.
Oh.
I said, darling, buy me a drink first. Then you can wrap whatever you want around me.
Suddenly he grabs one of the udders and pours you a glass of milk. Cheers.
I take it and I drink it.
Jim slowly just like is backing out of the room, but he doesn't go out of the hole he formed. He backs up to the wall, and he keeps backing up until the wall crumbles behind him, and he just keeps backing away.
Just walk away.
By the way, he just really likes to say, like out of character, Jeff Goldblum just really likes to announce that he's Jeff Goldblum.
Of course he does. Of course he does. Now, you two, are you going to go off and try to find the wrestlers he mentioned, or are you going to go try to find this train he just mentioned?
Well, he did say that Lanternman would be training on a train, didn't he?
Yep.
And then that is where I'm going, darling.
And you, Falsi?
Okay, so right now, what I'm doing for this character is I'm gonna roll a dice here on my phone, and that's gonna decide like what action I'm gonna take here.
Because of that, I want you to take a note. You're gonna put 45 dice in your dice pool. Sam, for you, you're gonna put 40.
Okay, so well, every great star needs one thing: merchandising rights. Who do I see about that?
Oh God.
Oh.
That is a good idea, darling. Though, I hope merchandising catch my fabulous rainbow hair.
I have a G-string for every occasion. Aye, lad, he does.
Star,
I like you.
I'm gonna flash the Star real quick because she's been with the manager Kaz, the leader, the animation director and manager, and he just starts to like cringe violently. Just, oh my, I have the feeling I'm going to meet something horrifying today.
Well, that I guarantee, darling. I can sense people's discomfort.
Then you can sense a gargantuan amount of discomfort since you're going to be heading to the trains, Sheamus. This is when we're going to finally join in with our tag team wrestlers, the Hardy Brothers, because right now they're finally Jim's finally ran up and caught up with them because he's been explaining. So, you two, I've been thinking about your finisher, and now I liked it, but it wasn't MVWF. So that's why I had a talk with Giga here, and Giga would like to volunteer to help take your finisher to the next level. And this is when Giga, he's the size of this gargantuan robot. He always has to be off planet because he's about the size of Jupiter. And just coming from the sky, you just see like a okay sign come up.
I think Matt would kind of look up and go, how big is he?
Well, last time we few thousand kilometers.
Now, Mr. Corgyhead, with all due respect, my bodacious man in charge, how is that not going to ruin your very expensive ring? No offense to you or Giga.
That's why the ring is so expensive, because here's a little unknown secret most people don't know, but the ring is actually a giant mimic.
That's amazing. That's brilliant, actually.
I would never have guessed.
His name is Bob. We call him Bob the Builder.
Really, Brian?
Yes.
All right.
And you notice, like, from a distance, you see this really, really squat-looking humanoid thing. It has, like, the face of Ditto, but he's wearing a yellow hard hat, blue overalls, and just a plaid shirt. And he waves over at you. Hey, Bob! Yeah, that's how we're able to how we're able to have the ring get so damaged and everything, because Bob there is very trained today. You see, his father he's actually not just a full mimic. He's actually half an awakened dungeon and half mimic.
Righteous. So,
Excellent.
yeah. So, what were you thinking we could incorporate Giga with our finisher?
Well, you see, sons, MVWF, we are known for our finishers that literally lay waste to the arena. Now, don't worry, the stands and all the audience are protected by the most powerful protection magic known to man. I mean, come on, the legendary hero, the Seer, is the one who oversaw this protection magic, so y'all don't got nothing to worry about.
Good to know. Wouldn't want our fans being hurt because we went a little flashy.
So that's why we're known for having these ultimate devastatingly large finishers. But once again, I will let you know, do not need to worry about anyone's physical safety or harm, because inside of Bob over there, he has a special quality that he inherited from his father. You see, when you enter inside of his awakened dungeon form, which is the arena, everyone who steps foot in there is immortal.
Excellent.
Whoa.
Very awesome.
So that's why we're able to achieve such moves, which would clearly kill any normal combatant. But that's why we're the MVWF, we're the hardest hitting territory, and everyone wishes to take part with us because they can achieve levels of moves and high flying stunts that they would have never been able to achieve in their simple territory. Which is why everyone is jealous that me and Bob we've been together since Bob was a little mimic. Isn't that right, Bob? Bob just looks over, waves again.
Jeff would wave back just out of respect, newfound respect for the ring.
Double thumbs up from Matt.
And this is when Giga, he starts to, you just hear like shifting and changing, and descending from the sky is this impossibly long train. He goes, good. Giga's taking the train form. All right, everyone, get ready. It's time for us to go on the Galaxy Express. And popping out from the head car, from the conductor's car, you see this gentleman. You can't really notice his face. You just notice the blue conductor's hat and then just like a black shadow underneath it. And then just this really round conductor's jacket. This is the Giga Galaxy Express. Yep, you got it. When you're all ready, just let me know, and me and Giga will get this show on the road.
Most excellent.
And that's when Jim hands you guys the special remote to use with the call Giga when you guys want to do your finisher.
Awesome. Well, my bodacious boss, I think my brother and I are going to see about some last-minute packing and then get our bags aboard. Shouldn't take too long, though.
Of course. And I gotta go take care of this on top of the train. How'd he get up there already? And you just hear
Brother, I think that's our cue to a skidoo, don't you?
And as you skidoo, you notice from the top of the train, holding himself upside down, like gripping just one arm, so this is a very impressive physical feat. He's wearing like a green body suit that incorporates his whole body, just his face is out. And he has a Fu Manchu mustache, and he has a propeller cap on the top of his head.
Dear.
And it looks like at the bottom of his weird, like, curled shoes are little mini lanterns.
Dear God, it is Tingle. But worse.
Hey, boss. You thought you could keep me, but you know I like to ride outside of the train. I still want to know how you violate physics and how you're able to exist in the vacuum of space. I'm Lantern Man. Oh, God. Anyway, but look, LM, I need you to be a mentor. Lantern Man, LM has already done this strange backflip, and he's now twirling through the air in a ball. And he lands on the ground. You just hear a, and he stands up straight. And, well, he doesn't stand up straight. He bends over backwards in a backwards crab walk. I'll be on my way and find them right now. Lantern Man, hooray! And he does the creepy backwards crab walk towards the direction of Sheamus. Oh, God! I don't know why I've kept him here. If Vince wouldn't have made me promise to never fire him, he would not still be here.
Oh, I find him very delightful, darling.
Well, we'll see how you feel about that, as since Jeff there wanted to find the marketing department, as you were asking around, you were told, oh, well, that's Kaz. They're with Star right now. So thankfully you can kill two birds with one stone. Now, Sheamus, and do you stay with Falsi, or do you head off towards the train?
Oh, I'm gonna go and meet my idol, darling.
Oh, we'll continue with you in a sec. Oh, joy. Actually, you know what? We'll go now. Sheamus, as you're heading towards the train, you can just hear this super speed gait as you see this massive dust cloud forming as what looks like it's running in high speed motion. And that's when you just see him backwards crab walking in your direction. Twiddly-dee, what do I see? Is that little mentorship for me?
I'm all yours, darling. And I see someone is double jointed.
And impossibly as he's going, his head bucks you onto his chest. Let's go! I'll take you onto the galaxy train and I'll tell you all you need to know.
Darling, you may take me anywhere.
And rearing like a horrifying backwards crab walking horse, Lantern Man, away!
If I knew I was going to ride someone today, I would have wore something under my kilt.
Oh my. And he takes off going towards the train. And Falsi, well, Star, where are you right now?
I would probably be helping load supplies.
All the little kobolds, they've been working. When you came up to start helping them load up everything, they were just humming a little tune. You just heard this meet, 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 meet. And then they all turn to you and just go, meep. And the other kobolds all look at each other and they go, meet, meet, meep. And they tune these collars on their neck. And at first they go through these multiple different languages until finally they home in on yours. No, you do not have to help us. We have this taken care of. Please go on the train and relax.
I mean, he's not going to say anything because he's big for him now. And he's just help. And then he just starts carrying things still.
And one of the older kobolds just goes, it's meep, dang it. Meep, 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 meep. And they help the big form Star, and in the midst of this, Kaz is just watching going, oh, this would be a great episode. I'm going to definitely use this in one of the plots. Yes. Big boy helps the populace, but then is attacked by and then that's when you walk in, Jeff, and he looks and he goes, dear God, you're hideous, but you're perfect. Hello, my name is Kaz. My card.
Hi, Cass. It is a pleasure to meet you. I'm Jeff Goldblum.
So you're the new wrestler. You're the new wrestler on the roster.
It's just not him. It's me, Leaf, as well, and we got Jägermeister here too.
And at first, Jägermeister was going to try to swallow one of the kobolds, and the kobold looked at Jägermeister looked at the kobold, and the kobold just went meat, 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 meat. And what that translates to is, do you feel lucky, punk? As there's a gun strapped to this kobold's hip that is the size of his leg.
He says that he likes you.
Meat, meat, meat. He says that he likes you too.
I don't want to say that. I'll translate. Jägermeister says that he could get lost in your eyes. They're like the seas of Israel that he just wants to float around in.
Meat, 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 meat. You know, we talked about this. You're supposed to be... he says that together we shall destroy these puny humans and humanoids and take over the world.
Suddenly Falsi starts hopping up and down, clapping.
Meat. Oh, that's disgusting!
But who would buy our merchandise? We just signed a deal for cups.
This is when you finally notice that this kobold just has the deadest eyes.
It's man, this kobold's seen some shit.
Oh, yes. Just the 1,000-yard dead stare of just meat.
So Jägermeister hands him one of the new cups that they just signed for, and it has their image on it, their body, but out of the top of the cup, out of the lid, comes 3 straws that each has the individual head on it.
The kobold happily takes... Well, we're just going to call him Meep. Meep happily takes it, and he goes to put it with his other prized possessions.
So, let's get down to business here. I got fans who need to adore me.
Oh, yeah. Aren't you special and adorable?
Yes, I am.
Well, Eager Beaver, actually, I would like to... You see, you're just the perfect person that should be we could say the nemesis against our Star over there. Star! But unfortunately, when he looks, he still sees Big Star form, so he's just oh, God.
Normally he's small and adorable. Meep.
Oh, God, it's horrible! Stop saying these things, Meep!
Falsi's tail's just wagging now.
I also forgot to tell people what Seamus actually looks like.
You know what? Go ahead and tell us right now.
Well, I look like a 5'6" Snow White tiefling with rainbow hair that's cut in a mohawk. My kilt is also rainbow, and I have some glitter for extra glamour.
Imagine your character with stilettos and leopard skin leotard.
I love it.
See, that would not walk. It's not enough to be fashionable, you have to be functional as well, darling.
Oh, and I almost forgot, I wanted the Hardy Boys to take 40 for their pool as well.
Alrighty.
Duly noted.
Where do we want to mark that?
Just put that to the side, because that number is going to be changing a lot.
I know, but right now we don't even have a side for...
Hold on. If anything, you can put that in, because let me check your sheet.
I guess additional features and traits?
Yes.
Okay.
Brian, are you aware that false hydras can have more than one head, or more than three?
Oh.
God, why?
Keep that in your back pocket for later. Oh, sorry, Eric.
No, I just said God, why?
Falsi, you see this really big, raging-looking bugbear that's helping all the nice little adorable-looking kobolds load the stuff onto the train.
I'm gonna walk up, just give it a blank, dead stare, and then hug it.
Okay, Star, you're being hugged by this false hydra with 3 heads. And now you notice from a distance, the kobold that has been named Meep is staring at you, and now its eyes just have these blood red vessels going to its pupils, and it's holding this, it's labeled the unbreakable girder, but the kobold just looks at you and just goes, Meep! And snaps it as it stares at you.
Leaf catches the wind of this. No, that wasn't Jägermeister. That was Jeff. I always have time for my fan.
Meep. And Meep just is there, and then Meep is gone. You look to the left, there's a vent entrance, and you just see it. The entrance to the vent is just flapping left and right.
Holy vented. No, being hugged, Star's gonna be very confused. And with one paw, gonna take 3 heads and just slowly start pushing them back.
Oh, there. I know what you want. Pulls out a marker, signs Falsi on your chest, and then goes to help the kobolds on.
Oh, this one is very special, isn't he? He must have been dropped on both his head. Well, I see 3 heads, so that must have been 3 drops on the head.
Or just one really big one.
4th one never popped out again.
I have to say this. The camera turns to look at Falsi, and when it goes back, that kobold that said that, it's just laying on the ground. There's knives sticking out of his back, and the vent entrance is once again suspiciously flapping, closing.
He says that was hot.
Yeah, after...
Oh, go ahead, Kat. You go first.
I was gonna say, after being markered on the chest, he's just gonna look at his hand I could just punch into another plane. I could punch into another plane.
That reminds me of this movie I did one time.
I see this moment that Star is just trying to get away, but Falsi is just following at the same pace.
You hear wet slapping footsteps from Falsi as he walks around.
You hear a giant
Oh my god. And
why does his footsteps sound so moist? It's the milk.
Oh my god. Kat, you're going to get the 40 dice for your pool. So just mark that. And the last thing I want to do just to set this up for the travel session is we see a gentleman flying in on an announcer's desk. It has a twin pair of helicopters on it. Now, this gentleman, to really describe him, he looks he is evidently a turtle folk, but he has a cowboy hat, glasses, and he looks like the left side of his face is permanently stuck in a grimace. And he waves to the conductor. The conductor waves and goes, "Well, hey there, JR. Are you going to Lansing?" "Well, no, I gotta go pick up someone. I'll be right back now." And as he's flying around. This is when we're going to notice two hooded individuals. The taller of the two nods to the shorter hooded individual and says, "That's going to be your ride. I'll see you at the match later." If everything goes as planned, where we really should start, MVWF is really going to take a foot in the right direction.
You right.
Now,
Don't work for free.
well, of course I know that. Remember, I promised you. Not only will you get the price I paid, but what other better way to think of it is you're going to be the king now.
Why be the king when you can be the conqueror?
Oh, that is... I can't leave off on anything better than that. That is perfect. As this hooded individual heads towards the helicopter announcer's desk, JR looks and goes, "Oh, yeah!" Picks this hooded individual up as all our wrestlers board Giga, and they take off towards Acreon. Get ready, dear listeners, because in our next episode, we will finally be having our match against Acreon, the LOWF, the Law and Order Wrestling Nation.
Jeff Goldblum says, buy a shirt, subscribe, and contribute.
And if you like this, dear listeners, remember to share us with your friends. It really helps us out. So until the next one, everyone, goodbye.